Hello there. My name is Tommy, and I'd like to share with you the things that I love. Well, the time as I'm recording this, they just today announced Simon Belmont and Richter Belmont as playable characters in the new Smash Brothers game. Now, this is huge news, and I'll kind of go more off about why this is huge news for me as I talk about my love of the overall Castlevania series. But I remember, I would talk to my sister and be like, oh yeah, I wish that they would just have even just a character named Belmont in the Smash games. This was during the Melee times, while Brawl wasn't even out yet. I mean, like they had just announced that Solid Snake could be a third party character, and so well, if he can be a third party character, that means other people can be too. And I would tell my sister, be like, yeah, there should be a Belmont character whose different alt costumes are different members of the Belmont family, and something like you could do several different sub weapons, etc. Well, today, as I'm recording this, they have announced that Richter and Simon. Now, I mean, I was thinking maybe just Simon, but Richter and Simon both are going to be playable characters. Um, and they have their sub weapons. They do several of the acrobatics from Symphony of the Night, the ones that Richter has. The only thing that they don't have, and it's not the end of the world. I'm just kind of shocked they didn't have it. They don't have their daggers. Now you could say, well, gee, Tommy, in those games, like daggers suck, and they definitely do. But still, it's still a staple Castlevania item. Heck, even and one of the things that really shocked me, this is a Smash Brother game. This is a Nintendo Smash Brother game, that they called the holy water in crosses exactly that. Like in the Castlevania 1 manual, I believe they're called like Boomerang and Firebomb, because they don't want to talk about any like religious symbols. This is the same Castlevania, not Castlevania, but the same Smash Brothers where they changed a couple of Solid Snake's attacks because they looked too realistic to actual weapons, and they didn't want to give them guns because guns look too real. Now this isn't anything against like a religion. I'm just kind of shocked that they kept the names Cross and Holy Water in them. Um, but anyways, yeah, Richter and Simon playable. An a la carte assist trophy. Let's see here. There's the Dracula's Castle stage where there's several of the Castlevania boss fights that show up. I mean, we got mummies, of course. We got Dracula. It looks like maybe even though he's not a boss, but it looks kind of like a Kid Dracula is showing up. But of course, we got the Grim Reaper, Medusa. There's a werewolf, Camilla. Anyways, it's just a whole bunch of them. It looks like Death's Scythe is a item you can have, and it crits characters if they have high percentage on them. I mean, it's just so exciting. Now, I said I would talk a little bit about actual Castlevania itself, and yeah, I mean, I've been a fan for a long time. I mean, now it wasn't always like that. It started off. I recall watching a brother play it, and he was playing Castlevania 64, and I said, "Man, this kind of looks dumb. Why would you fight a vampire with a whip?" Well, now I look back on it, and it's so unique. It's like, so what can we do for a video game here? Well, we got a whole bunch of B-rated movie monsters that kind of, like that kids wear for like Halloween, and they're like, well, why don't we put them on a giant castle? I'm like, okay, well, who's gonna fight them? How about this Conan-looking guy with a whip? They're like, yeah, that sounds awesome, and it is awesome. And the fact that the Castlevania series, has had like 20 games over the course of Nintendo's life. That's not even counting, games for like other systems. I believe it started back in '86, and like this has been a really important, at least in my opinion. There's people out there saying, well, this isn't like a super big household name, but I'm really hoping that after all this Castlevania content and the new Super Smash Brothers, that people are really going to look at it and be like, "Whoa, who are these characters? Like, I want to play some of their games. You know, where have I been? You know, that I haven't played any of these games." And just as a Castlevania fan, it's really exciting to see such a love for the series. Also during the time of this, they have announced it's season 2 of the Castlevania cartoon anime thing on Netflix, so that's certainly nice. And who knows, maybe they're going to be coming out with a couple more games. It's just really exciting stuff, and I can't express how just happy I am that they really rolled out the red carpet. You know, I was thinking maybe just Simon in like a stage, but no, I mean like we're talking a lot of stuff. And so Castlevania, being in Smash, Castlevania in general, these are things that I really, really love. So I also forgot to mention too that this new Smash Brother Castlevania update, that they've announced there's like 34 Castlevania songs listed. Now I'm not talking about just songs from uh, Simon or Richter's games. You know, I'm talking about there's games from all across the entire series. Um, and so that's certainly a really fun thing too. But one thing that I forgot to mention is that I'm the kind of guy that like I go on Castlevania like forums and talk Castlevania with people. Like I own Castlevania shirts. I mean, I have like 4 or 5 of them. I have like figures. Now, certainly, there's gonna be people out there who's like, oh well, I'm a bigger fan. Well, like I probably know those people. I mean, they're probably the same people that I talk with Castlevania or talk talk Castlevania with on these forums here. I mean, I drive down my car and I jam out to Castlevania songs. And I mean, of course, I jam out to other songs too, but every once in a while, a Castlevania song shows up, and I'm not ashamed. And so, really, it's just a series that I really love, and it makes me really happy that it's really finally getting a little bit of recognition and a little bit of love that it needs.